Welcome to the Miracles and Science Center for Continuous Personal and Professional Development. Today, the 6th of August, I come again with another daily life lesson for today. So this daily life lesson tells us still about life. It says that life should not be attempted to be described in any words, just live it. Live a life, not describing it, but just live it. Life is to live. Life is for living. So what this daily life lesson tells us is that we should actually not attempt to describe life. No words, no definitions should be able to be attached to life. So I'll give you 3 reasons why it is difficult to describe life. Reason number 1, life by definition, it doesn't have a definition actually. You cannot define life. Those who have attempted to define life, they have defined it as an entity that distinguishes the living from the dead. But when you put the word entity aside to unpack it, what does it mean? What is that entity that distinguishes the living from the dead? You find that it is not there. It cannot be pinned down. I'll give an example. Viruses. You have heard about HIV, HPV, and many others. A virus is said to be living, and at the same time it is said to be dead. Because it has characteristics of living things. If you remember P3, P4 science, characteristics of living things, it has those characteristics. But at the same time, it has characteristics of non-living things. For example, it can crystallize. Another example, it doesn't have its own DNA, so that it can replicate. It can only replicate inside a host cell. So there are some of those characteristics that make a virus living and at the same time non-living. Therefore, life cannot be defined. That is one. Reason number 2, life is incomprehensible. You cannot be able to understand it. You cannot be able to comprehend it for you to describe it or to explain it. For example, in one of the daily lessons previously, I talked about the structure of the atom. And the atom is one of the smallest elements that constitute all the living organisms. But inside the atom, we find that it is 99.999% empty. So there is a lot that we don't know about life. So what we see is less than 0.1%. So this means that in describing what constitutes life, we cannot be able to comprehend it because, for example, we have theorized previously that emptiness in the atom, that's where could the spirit be? Where is the soul? What is its nature? What is the spirit? What is its nature? You find that the descriptions are simply provided from an assumptive or theoretical understanding, but not empirically. By empirically meaning the understanding based on the senses. We cannot be able to do so because it is incomprehensible. And by it not being comprehensible, it means that we cannot be able to define it, we cannot be able to describe it. And then the third reason why it is difficult to define or describe life is that there are so many words that are there to describe it, which cannot be exhausted. For example, if on a daily basis you met someone who asked you, how are you? You say, I'm okay. And then goes ahead and says, how is life? You say, life is okay. But in reality, if you have to unpack that simple response by saying how life is and you say it is okay, it is ambiguous. Because by defining life, you can find that they are actually, indeed they are, over 700 different words that can describe the state of life at any one time. Courageous, smart, handsome, beautiful, ugly. You know, all those ones are able to describe somebody and some life in which state it is. Aggressive, coward, you know, courteous, smart, arrogant, angry, aggressive, you know, all those. And I've said there are over 700 of the descriptions. Therefore, that makes life very difficult to define and even to describe. So this daily life lesson, in summary, has shown us the complexity of life. Don't attempt to define, describe it, or even try to attempt to say that you understand it. The best thing to do is for you to live it. This has been our daily life lesson for today.